your estate to real estate. It's Money Matters with Dino.
If people really sat back and thought about how much they were spending on credit cards, they maybe wouldn't go buy that new pair of shoes or the new golf driver or whatever it is out there. So, and it is important for kids to have good credit scores. And if they're not taught about these things while they're young, when they get into college or even when they get out, they get in trouble. And one of the first things they'll do a lot of times is call mom and dad to help them bail them out. And I've been the same way in saying that you put yourself into this situation, you got to find a way to work your way out of it. So how do you talk about credit cards in the workbook so that it really resonates?
Again, I'm a big believer that anything that a child learns, they learn more deeply in everyday conversations. And Dino's example at the beginning with what your dad did is a perfect example of that. So I'm the crazy woman at the checkout stand at Target, at Trader Joe's, at Costco, sliding my credit card through, looking at my kids since age 3 and saying, was that free? Was that free? Because often I'm in stores all the time and I hear children saying, I want this. No, we can't buy that today. Well, you have a credit card. You can just put it on the credit card. So the kids learn at a really young age. These are 4 and 5-year-olds saying, just pull that piece of plastic out, Mom. We'll get whatever we want. Or Dad, I want this ball. And what I did for many years is just I swipe through, and every once in a while I'll still say, was that free? And they'll laugh and look at me. Of course it wasn't free. Well, how did the money get on the card? And they'll say, Mom, you had to earn the money. But then when I swipe it through here, what happens? It goes to your bank account. I mean, you get a statement at the end of the month and you have to pay it. Well, what happens if I don't pay it off completely? Well, you get interest rate charges. Why don't I want interest charges? What's the big deal? And they say it cuts into our discretionary income, Mom, meaning we won't have as much money to spend on fun things if we're spending it on interest. And it's interesting, I've been doing this for a long time. And my oldest daughter was about 8 years old when I was coming out of a store, and we got in the car and we were back to school shopping, and I just bought some things for her. And we got in the car and she was in the back seat, and she said, hey Mom, I have a question for you. I said, Lauren, what's the question? She said, I just noticed you used your credit card. I said, I did. And she said, do we have enough money to make sure that's paid off at the end of the month? And I said, absolutely, honey. That's one of our family values. We pay credit cards at the end of the month. And in our family, they're charge cards. They're cards of convenience. And frankly, we use them to accumulate miles to fly together as a family on trips. And she said, oh, good. She goes, I don't want to waste any of our family money on interest charges. And of course, I'm doing a happy dance in the front seat and trying not to be too obvious, going, yes, she got it.